If you are hearing these words, do not take it lightly. There are no coincidences, no random clicks, no chance encounters. God has led you here for a reason, and it is a reason that most will overlook or dismiss. 99% will hear this and continue with their day unchanged. But you, the 1%, you who feel a stirring in your spirit, you have been called to stay until the end. Because there is a divine plan set in motion, and you, chosen one, are a crucial part of it. Look around you. The world might appear ordinary, but beneath the surface, there is a tapestry of miracles unfolding. You were never meant to blend into the crowd. You were never meant to hide your light or question whether you are worthy. If you're listening right now, you are not just passing time. You have been guided here so that the eyes of your soul might finally open. The message you are about to receive is not for everyone, only for those ready to take hold of it and never let go. Throughout your life, you have felt it. That calling, that deep sense that you are different, that there is something incredible within you waiting to break free. This is the divine spark placed inside you from the moment you were born. It has led you to crave purpose, to sense that there is more to this life than what appears on the surface. Perhaps you've even tried to ignore this feeling because the world can be loud, distracting you with its endless noise. But the spark remains, patiently waiting for the day you decide to let it erupt into a brilliant flame. Today, that day has come. So many times you have searched for signs, prayed for clarity, and asked for confirmation. You wanted proof that there is something greater, something that would explain why you've endured the trials and tests in your life. This is your confirmation. You might have been labeled as too sensitive, too idealistic, or too different. Yet deep down, you always sensed that these very qualities were marks of a higher calling. The majority won't understand, and they certainly won't believe without proof. But you, chosen one, do not need tangible evidence because your soul recognizes truth when it hears it. As you step onto this path, be warned, it is not one of instant gratification. There will be times you question yourself, times you feel the weight of 1,000 doubts. But here is where you set yourself apart. While many retreat at the first sign of opposition, you will press on, guided by your unwavering trust in God's plan. This is what separates the 1% from the 99%. It's not about luck or external advantage. It's about faith, perseverance, and a commitment to walk through every door God opens for you, even when you can't see what lies on the other side. Now, before we move any further, I want you to do something important. Pause this video for just a moment. Hit the like button, subscribe to solidify this connection, and then leave a comment with the number 777. That number is not random. It symbolizes a divine alignment, a sacred echo confirming that you stand among the few who dare to trust in miracles. This simple act might seem small, but it sends a powerful signal to the universe that you are ready to receive what has been prepared for you. Do not dismiss this step. In a world where most people scroll by waiting for the next distraction, your willingness to declare yourself as the 1% is a radical move. It's a move that says you believe in more than just what your eyes can see. You believe in the invisible thread that has woven every event, every encounter, every tear, and every victory into a tapestry designed for your ultimate growth. By commenting 777, you embrace this journey with open arms and step into the flow of divine energy that is ready to bless you in ways you cannot imagine. Chosen one, know that the path ahead won't always be smooth. In fact, it might sometimes look like chaos when you gaze upon it with human eyes. But here is the secret. Out of chaos, God forms the most spectacular miracles. That heartbreak you faced, that failure you thought would ruin you, the disappointment that made you question your own worth, every single piece is being reassembled into a masterpiece. The negative forces will try to convince you that the storm will never pass. Yet storms, no matter how fierce, do not last forever. When the sun breaks through, it illuminates everything in brilliant clarity. You are about to witness breakthroughs in your life that will leave you speechless. That job you thought slipped away might suddenly open a bigger door. That relationship that fractured might have been clearing space for the true soul connection awaiting you. The finances you feared would never improve could suddenly multiply as new opportunities arise. Do not limit yourself to what your logical mind says is possible. The God who placed the stars in the heavens does not operate by human logic. Miracles follow those who dare to expect them. The path of the chosen one is not about living a life free from challenges. It's about understanding that every challenge holds a lesson uniquely crafted for you. It's about recognizing that adversity can be your greatest teacher, forging resilience and wisdom that no easy road could ever provide. Each time you refuse to give up, each time you press on despite your fears, you grow into the warrior you were born to be. And it is precisely in that space where determination meets unwavering faith that miracles rush in to meet you. It's easy to tell yourself, maybe tomorrow, or I'm not ready yet. But God's timing doesn't revolve around your comfort zone. Sometimes the window of opportunity is small, and waiting too long means missing your moment. This is a wake-up call for your spirit. The time to act is now. Stop waiting for the perfect circumstances, because perfection is a myth that keeps many people stuck in place. Embrace your readiness to transform, even if it doesn't feel like you have all the answers. Trust that every step forward will reveal exactly what you need at the moment you need it. When God speaks, it's often in a whisper, not a roar. This video, this exact moment, could be that whisper for you. You might be looking for a sign in thunder and lightning, but sometimes the most profound confirmations come in simple, quiet ways. If you feel your heart racing, your spirit waking up to the possibilities, do not turn away. Lean into that feeling. That is your soul saying, yes, this is it. This is what you've been waiting for. This whisper can guide you to places beyond your imagination if you choose to trust it. Too often we let the opinions of others dictate our path. But people can only speak from their perspective, from their understanding of what's possible. Your journey is not for them to approve. You have a unique blueprint etched by God Himself that points to a destiny only you can fulfill. Don't waste time trying to make everyone else see your vision. Let them watch as you bring that vision to life through your actions. Let them see the evidence when you move mountains with your faith. Remember, God's approval is all you need. As you ascend to higher levels of purpose, you may find that old relationships fade away, old habits no longer serve you, and old mindsets must be discarded. This is not a loss, but a liberation. It's God pruning away what cannot go with you into your next season. Resist the temptation to cling to what is familiar. The 1% don't cling to the past. They dare to step into the unknown, confident that God has something far greater ahead. Yes, it can be scary, but the greatest breakthroughs often lie just beyond the threshold of fear. The more you grow, the more you might feel alone, as if no one around you understands. But you are never truly alone. God's presence is with you, guiding every breath, every step. This solitude is sacred. It's in those quiet hours when the noise of the world is hushed that you will hear God's voice most clearly. Embrace this solitude, for it is during these moments that spiritual downloads and insights flow most freely into your consciousness. You will see glimpses of your destiny that others may never comprehend. Your intuition, that inner knowing, is your spiritual compass. It will nudge you toward the right path and warn you against certain choices. The more you trust it, the sharper it becomes. Some call it a gut feeling, others a sixth sense, but it is the divine channel through which God speaks. Whenever you sense that gentle push, do not ignore it. Take action. One small decision, one tiny leap of faith, can pivot your life onto a miraculous course. Remember that 99% of people might ignore those nudges, dismissing them as mere thoughts, but you, the 1%, know better. Expect blessings to appear when logic says there should be none. Expect doors to swing open where walls once stood. Expect to wake up one morning to find that an obstacle you've wrestled with for years has crumbled in the night. Miracles bow to no schedule. They come exactly when they are meant to, yet your belief is the key that opens the floodgates. If you hold back in doubt, you lock those gates tight. But when you choose to say, "I believe even though I can't see it yet," you unleash a power that cannot be contained. Some may say this is foolishness or fantasy. Let them talk. The 99% cannot fathom the divine plan that is unfolding in your life. They rely on what they can see and calculate, bound by human limitations. But if you only ever acted on what your five senses told you, you would miss the entire realm of possibility that God has promised. A caterpillar does not imagine it can become a butterfly. It simply follows its instincts, surrendering to the transformation. So must you surrender to the calling within. Let your faith be your wings. Now let's talk about something that might feel uncomfortable: sacrifice. Every great breakthrough demands a release of something you once held dear. This might be a habit, a limiting belief, or even a relationship that drags you down. True transformation requires that you create space for the new by letting go of what no longer serves you. Don't be alarmed if you feel resistance at first. It's natural to cling to what's familiar. But if you truly want to step into the realm of miracles, you must be willing to make room for them to manifest. Sometimes God's plans will dismantle your plans. You might have had a roadmap of how you wanted your life to go, only to find it ripped apart. This is not punishment. It's realignment. It's God placing you back on the path that leads to your destiny, a path far grander than anything you might have designed for yourself. When old doors close, dare to thank God for the redirection. Dare to say, "I trust there is something better." That statement alone can move mountains in the spiritual realm. Do not underestimate the power of your words. Life and death truly lie in the tongue. What you speak over yourself, your family, and your future holds creative force. If you constantly say, "I can't, I'm not worthy, I'll never succeed," you are declaring that into existence. But if you declare, "I am capable, I am loved, I am chosen," you align yourself with the highest truth. Each time you speak words of life, the spiritual realm responds, bending reality to match the power of your affirmation. Remember that your calling isn't just about you. There are people out there, maybe a friend, a family member, or even a stranger, whose destiny is connected to yours. When you step up and answer the call, you create a ripple effect. Your courage becomes someone else's hope. Your healing becomes someone else's inspiration. When you embrace your role as a chosen one, you uplift not only yourself, but everyone around you. This is why ignoring your calling is such a loss, not just for you, but for the world that needs what only you can give. Let this sink in. You were born with a unique fingerprint, and your destiny is just as distinctive. The gifts you carry, the lessons you've learned, and even the wounds you've healed are pieces of a puzzle that only you can complete. If you choose to remain silent, to suppress your light, then that puzzle will forever be missing its central piece. You may not feel ready, but if God has called you, you are ready enough to begin. Perfection is not required. A willing heart is what matters most. There will come a moment, maybe it's already here, when you realize that playing small no longer satisfies you. You will feel your soul aching for more growth, more purpose, more love, more impact. At first, it might be uncomfortable. You may try to silence that inner yearning by distracting yourself. But once your soul has awakened, it cannot go back to sleep. It will stir within you until you heed its call. Trust that longing. It is directing you toward the very life you were created to live. It's not an accident that these words are reaching you right now. God's timing is perfect. Even if you stumbled onto this video late at night, or in a random moment of scrolling, the moment you decided to listen was predestined. You are ready, more ready than you think. That is why your heart is racing, why your mind feels electrified with possibility. The spirit within is testifying that this message is truth, and that you are closer than ever to a major breakthrough. Now is your chance to solidify this moment. If you haven't already, take a second, hit the like button, subscribe, and comment 777. Watch how your energy shifts the instant you do. These simple actions may seem small, but they're a way of saying, yes, I accept the calling. Yes, I believe something miraculous is unfolding. And each time you declare that yes, you step deeper into God's plan for you. Will it be easy? Not always. Will it be worth it? Absolutely. The 1% press on when storms rage, when doubts arise, and when the crowd tries to pull them back into mediocrity. Your soul was not made for a life half-lived. It was designed to blaze with a divine fire that warms the hearts of those around you and illuminates the darkness that tries to overshadow our world. When you connect with your mission, every part of life begins to align in ways that feel supernatural. Feel the power of this moment. Can you sense the shift happening in your spirit? This is the start of a new chapter in your journey. You will look back on this day and realize it was a turning point, a day you decided to say yes to what God has been prompting you to do. And though 99% might roll their eyes, might click away, or might forget everything they heard, you, dear chosen one, will not. You will hold this message in your heart and let it ignite your faith, your hope, and your purpose. Do not fear the unknown. The unknown is where faith flourishes and miracles bloom. If everything were already laid out before you, there would be no room for wonder, for awe, for the exhilarating beauty of taking a leap and discovering you can fly. The life that awaits you is beyond your current understanding. You only need to say yes and remain open to the guidance that comes your way. Embrace the truth that you are not alone on this path. Legions of angels, the hand of God Himself, and even those who have walked the road of faith before you are cheering you on. With every step you take, the ground beneath you is charged with divine presence. Your prayers do not vanish into the wind, they rise like incense to the heavens. Each petition is heard, each tear is seen, and no sincere cry of your heart goes unanswered. It's time to believe in bigger dreams, to trust in higher visions, and to let your heart leap at the possibilities that exist when you surrender to God's plan. You stand on the precipice of something extraordinary. The only requirement is your willingness to step forward. Don't let the passing doubt steal this moment from you. Let your faith outweigh your fears and watch as the universe rearranges itself to accommodate your boldness. You have come so far, endured so much, and learned countless lessons. Don't let this be where you stop. There is a fountain of blessings, resources, and divine appointments waiting just beyond your comfort zone. Walk through the door that has been opened for you. Even if it looks dark on the other side, trust that God will light your way. Even if your knees shake, let your heart be steady in the knowledge that you are guided and protected. Chosen one, remember these words. 99% will ignore this, but you belong to the 1%. You were made to stand out, to carry a legacy of faith, and to bring hope to a world in desperate need. That is why you cannot shrink back. That is why you must continue forward, no matter what arises. The seeds of greatness are already planted within your spirit, and if you remain faithful, if you tend to these seeds with trust and determination, they will blossom into miracles. Breathe in this truth. You are God's masterpiece, crafted with intentionality and love. Your presence on this earth is not an accident, and this message is not random. Embrace your uniqueness. Dare to claim your place among the 1% who listen, who believe, and who act. You're ready, more ready than you've ever been. So take the leap, comment 777, and step boldly into the life God has been preparing for you all along. The time is now. Go forth and fulfill your destiny.